Okay. All right. I see it. We're live. Okay. Well, let's do a take two. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second meeting of our Environment Committee. I hope everybody's doing well today. I want to just start off by, I know I speak on behalf of all of the members when I thank all of our legislators who submitted their legislative proposals. Our deadline was Friday. We received a lot of great input, so we thank you for your participation. We want to thank all of the advocates that have reached out to us to date, have met with us, and just really for their education and their research and letting us know more about the issues that they're studying continually. So thank you for that. And then of course to the public for your passion on our environmental issues that are facing the state of Connecticut and for your patience. As we mentioned in our last meeting, we have a lot of complicated, comprehensive legislative issues that we have to tackle in this session, and we're tackling some leftover from 2020. So we're doing the best we can to prioritize our legislation, and in some cases, we're even going to group our legislation together. So we have 6 proposals, concepts that we are going to raise. We are going to ask to be raised today. And I'm going to go through those in a moment. Before I do, I would like to turn it over to our leadership team to see if they have additional welcoming remarks. And I am going to start with Senator Cohen.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and great to be here today. I would just, as we did last time, remind everybody that we're raising concepts today. These are about, making sure that we have a public hearing process. A yes vote to raise a concept in no way insinuates that a member would be voting yes on this legislation down the line. So that's always a good reminder, and look forward to a productive and efficient meeting, as is so often the case with our environment. So thanks so much.
Thank you. Yes, a vote for a concept is a vote to continue the conversation, and that's all that is to start. We're in our infancy stages. Okay, and then I saw Representative Bresco, my vice chair. Would you like to say a few words?
I'm good to go.
Okay, I like that. Okay, and then Senator Slapp, I know I saw you. Senator Slapp, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I know we're in very capable hands and look forward to a great meeting today. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. And Senator Minor.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I share your sentiments for a speedy meeting today and share your sentiments in terms of the amount of bill requests we've gotten. There certainly always has been a lot of interest in this committee. I just wanted to bring up 2 things. One, when we raised the original first concept for PFAS, it was after a lot of discussion. We agreed that we were going to try and restrict the amount of chemicals that would be used during firefighting training. And I think we as a group, all 4 of us, 5, 6 of us, agreed that that was a great step forward if we could take it this year. I understand that things change. I'm not happy that we're having another PFAS bill because another committee chose not to do it. And I'm hoping that we don't spend the next 2 or 3 weeks taking up bills that other committees don't want to do. And lastly, I think I've always been rather concerned about this whole process under the COVID environment. And I've had some people ask me what the public hearing process is going to be. For those that have been on the committee in the past, there's kind of been a way that it's been done. And anytime it's shifted from that way that it's been done, it's always caused a lot of angst. I think everyone's expecting that it's not going to be as normal. So the question, and I don't think we've discussed it yet, is what is the plan? And how soon can we get it out to the public so everyone will know at the same time whether there'll be numbers, whether there'll be a drawing. Clearly, they don't have to stand in line. But anyway, so I just put that out there. I think it is time sensitive and it should be addressed prior to the first, long before the first public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Minor. And I think when we get down to the end of the agenda and we talk about our next meeting date and our next public hearing, I think I'll call on Gaia, our clerk, because the clerks of all the committees have received training on how that public hearing process is going to work. And they've been working with IT to understand, how speakers will be called, how they'll be in the queue, how they'll know when they're coming up. So I think she could probably brief us on that just to get us started. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then last but certainly not least, Representative Harding.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to say hello this morning, and look forward to another good meeting. Thank you.
Great. Thank you to all of our leaders for all the work that you continue to do, not just in our meetings, but all of the meetings that we've been having. Okay.
Madam Chair, may I just say
Sure.
something briefly before we go on? I think the intention or the hope is that we vote on these bills in a block, but I did just want to, in response to Senator Minor's comments, which I certainly appreciate, I just want to clarify on PFAS. As many are familiar, there was a PFAS task force, and out of that task force in 2019, there were a series of recommendations. And in the past, we had, in coordination with the Public Health Committee, sort of delineated what would be, under the purview of the Environment Committee and what might be under the purview of Public Health. In 2020, we decided to take up the AFFF foam. This is the firefighting foam, as we had seen a couple of spills fall into, unfortunately, the Connecticut River, the Farmington River, rather. And as of late, we've learned that, and some of you may be very aware of this, but there are resources within DEEP. There is actually a unit studying toxics and packaging pertaining to, what's really being recycled and going into our earth. And so we realized that it was very important to have the conversation around PFAS and packaging within the Environment Committee. I just do want to clarify that the Public Health Committee does have an interest in bringing this before their committee. They were not asking to refer it to the Environment Committee. They have heard the bill in the past, and I believe they had every intention of moving the concept forward in the committee this year as well. But learning that there are, in fact, resources within the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection around toxics and packaging, it seemed to make sense that this go before the Environment Committee instead. And I do believe that the Public Health Committee will still be examining PFAS as it relates to other matters such as drinking water and the like. So I did just want to clarify that point. This was not about a committee not wanting to take something up, but rather where we really felt the content of the bill would lend itself well, and certainly knowing the information we know about DEEP and the resources they're putting behind this with respect to the environment. I think it's an important conversation for us to have here on the Environment Committee.
Great. Thank you, Senator. Okay, moving to Roman numeral 3, concepts to be raised. I'm going to read each concept and just give a brief overview, and then we'll discuss at the end. So number 1 under Roman numeral 3 is an act concerning the siting and permitting of anaerobic digesters on farms. We started this conversation in 2020. We started it earlier than 2020. We had a related legislation, but as we know, our conversation got cut short in 2020. But we want to continue to explore and evaluate the opportunity for on-farm digesters. Number 2, an act concerning food diversion from the state solid waste stream. We know that 25% of our waste stream is food waste. We understand we have food insecurity challenges on the front end, and then on the back end, we have a food waste issue, and it just doesn't reconcile. What this legislation is going to do is look at diversion programs so that we could determine what to do with that waste while we're also exploring how to reduce that waste. It's wet, it's heavy, and it's expensive, and we need to reduce it and do something with it. Number 3, an act concerning the PFAS content in certain consumer packaging. We recognize both senators' comments. We look forward to more robust discussion on this legislation. And for those of you who are new to the subject, I would encourage you to go to the DEEP website, because the governor's task force, was it a working group or a task force? The governor's task force is the link to the results, and some recommendations and some discussions is on there. So that will help to familiarize you with the topic and some of the challenges. Number 4, an act concerning the use of certain polystyrene products, single-use straws, plastic produce bags, and release of helium balloons. Again, we've had these discussions in the past. They've been before the committee, but again, we were cut short in 2020. So these, I believe, with the exception of plastic produce bags, are a continuation of the 2020 discussions that we had. Number 5 is an act concerning stormwater management. We know that stormwater management is crucial, and if it is not managed properly at the municipal level, it can contribute to significant damage to the infrastructure and also cause pollutants in our lakes and our rivers, our streams, our ocean. So this will explore opportunities to improve our stormwater management. Number 6 is an act concerning the siting of solar facilities on certain farmlands and forests. We've heard from the farmers and the foresters on these topics, and we want to review and explore further on how we can support and evaluate that as well. Those are our 6 concepts. Do I hear a motion to raise 1 through 6 inclusive?
Yes.
Representative,
So moved.
Representative Wilson made a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Representative Mushinski. Any further discussion? Let me make sure nobody raised their hand. Okay. All right. Well, then we'll do a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make sure your cameras are on. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Okay, so we have some ayes, and if your if your camera wasn't on, because we need to hear your voice vote and your camera on for the record.
Phil Young,
Who's that? Phil Young and
Mary.
Aye.
there you go.
There we
Aye.
go. Hey, thank you, Phil. Jerry.
Representative Reyes. But we're going to be open for an hour afterwards, so we'll reach out to him, because I saw his face before. He might be in 2 meetings at the same time. Okay, so
Madam Chair, point of order. We're leaving voice votes open. I thought you only leave roll call votes open.
oh, you're correct. We only leave roll call votes open. So while we continue on, we'll Representative Gresco will reach out to Representative Reyes.
And to that point, I don't think the rules call for sight of the individuals if there's a voice vote. I believe if just the chair's face is apparent, you know, one aye vote would supersede a lack of no votes. Done deal. So I don't want to belabor, but
Okay, so let me just check with Brad, who I know is on our LCO, just make sure that's official. That could be him texting me.
Here we go.
Hello?
I see you, Brad.
Yep. So the rules provide that in order to vote, a member has to have their face available through the medium that's being utilized, which in this case is Zoom.
Okay, but for a voice vote, if they're on, but their picture isn't on, for a voice vote, does that have to be?
Yes, yes, they have to be on.
But do all members have to? It just seems to me that if, just practically, if, let's say, 3 members of the committee have their camera on, they all vote aye, there are no nay votes. What is the sense in going through everybody else and making sure if their face is on and that they register? So I just not
Yeah.
used to that on other committees, so.
Well, you know what? Good point. So I asked all in favor. Let me get to any opposed. Okay. No opposed, and the motion carries.
Jerry Reyes is the only one that's not been on with a photo, though.
Okay. Yep, but he wasn't a nay.
I'm,
Well, but Brad, you asked Brad his opinion, so Brad's opinion was that they all need to have their face on their screen at some point while the voting's occurring.
There he is. Wahoo.
Bingo.
We're so happy to see your face. Okay. That was a yay or a nay for you, Representative Reyes? That was a yay, right?
Yay.
That's excellent.
Yay.
very beautiful.
Okay.
And Senator, and excuse me, Madam Chairs, I don't know if my face was on camera when you did the voice vote, so I just want to record that I also was voting yes.
Great. Duly noted and happy to see you today. Okay, Roman numeral 4 is the announcement of our next meeting. And Gaia, I'm going to queue you up because our next meeting is on February 10th at 10 a.m. It's a meeting and it's a public hearing. And I don't know if, I hate to put you on the spot, if you're prepared to speak a little bit to how that public hearing will work. And I'm just going to, before Gaia speaks, just ask you all if you could mute because we're getting a little feedback from somebody. Thank
Yes,
you.
so I think the question was that I'm prepared to answer. We haven't yet done have completed that part of the remote meetings that we're having yet for environment. But what I have here is that we would typically do the 5 days of posting beforehand, just as we always have. And we would also have, so it would be published on February 5th in the bulletin, but I electronically will publish that the night before 6 o'clock. And I like to get things in as early as I can so that, just in case there's any electronic glitches, we try to get things done, quickly and seamlessly. So that will happen. And then what will happen as well is we're going to have a link to testify so that you can sign up to testify, and we'll have that list of all those who are signed up for that. And then we'll also have a dedicated voicemail set up. So let me just mute somebody here. So we'll have a dedicated voice set up so that they can call in and be able to testify that way as well.
And what will be the order? I understand IT has worked out a lottery system.
Yes, thank you, Representative. So there will be a lottery system. There'll be an Excel spreadsheet that gets created as people come in and are accepted in their testimony. They are put into an Excel spreadsheet that is then scrambled.
And will they have some lead time as to when they're coming up in the queue?
They will have some lead time. I believe I'm able to put in 5 or so people in line in order so that you can go through those names as they testify,
Okay.
so that there won't be a delay in moving somebody over into the room.
Okay. And if somebody is not there when they are called to speak, do they go back in the queue, or do they miss their opportunity because?
I think that would be up to the leadership, but what has been done when somebody's physically not in a room, they've stepped out, is that we just wait and kind of let them be there.
If they come back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And each person will speak once. So a lot of it will follow the regular public hearing, except for technically how you log on and what order you go in. Otherwise,
Correct.
Everything else is pretty much the same.
Correct.
But we'll iron that out, and we'll make sure we communicate that to all the members and the public.
Okay.
So thank you, Senator Minor, for that question.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, Before we adjourn, I'm very proud that we have such a smooth committee that works so well together. I thank each and every one of you on behalf of all of leadership. And with that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
No, you're recessing.
Yes,
You're
it's
recessing.
Oh, wait, but I thought with a voice vote, I don't need to
We're
recess.
just checking in for attendance.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, so I'm recessing for 1 hour, Gaia? Is that?
Yes, Representative.
And then
Okay, so then
adjourning
we are recessing until 2:30.
At which point you will adjourn.
At that point, I will adjourn. Yes.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
sorry, I'm having problems finding the raise hand option right now, but just wanting to make sure that I was noted for attendance. I know probably was noted for the vote, for the roll call vote, but I did come in late. So I just wanted to point it out.
Okay, so noted. Thank you, Representative Michelle.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay,
Madam Chair,
yes?
Madam Chair, I wanted to make sure that you knew that I had gotten on this, I was on the phone before, and I wanted to make sure that for the purposes of the procedure that my attendance and vote is noted.
Okay, thank you, Representative Dillon. And if anybody else is concerned about their attendance record or their vote, that's why Guy is going to stay on for another hour. You could stay on. Okay? Anything else? All right. Well, then
Thank
we're
you.
recessing and we'll see you on February 10th. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Hello, Senator. How are you?
Hi, Guy. I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So it was a unanimous voice vote. It was the concepts to be heard, 1 through 6, and I can certainly read them out for you. But I just want to also check you off for attendance.
Thank you so much. And I would like to add my voice of approval to the
Great.
vote.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Hello, Representative Rabimbis.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very
Sorry about that.
good. I'm very good. So we had the concepts to be raised 1 through 6. It was all approved, voice vote. So, and I also wanted to make sure I jotted you down for attendance.
Yes, thank you so much. Sorry, between this and transportation, I tried going back and forth.
I understand. And, at least we only have to use our finger to go back and forth, not run from meeting to meeting. But I definitely understand the technology is what it is to find your link. And so I'm glad you're on.
Well, I appreciate that. I was looking
All
for
right.
the link and I was just sending a text to Steve. I'm like, Steve, is the committee meeting over? So it was great to
Right.
hear.
Oh,
from
good.
you.
Wonderful. Okay. Have a good day.
All right. Thanks again. You too. Take care.
Bye.